Sleep is an essential part of our overall health. However, data from a recent study has shown that there is no country in the world that manages to achieve 8 hours of sleep on a regular basis. This highlights a worrying lack of sleep throughout the world. It is recommended that adults that age between 18 to 60 years old should sleep at least 7 hours each night to promote optimal health and well-being. What's the secret to getting a good night's rest? You may have tried regulating your sleep schedule, monitoring your caffeine intake, and changing the darkness level in your room. But what else is missing from your wind down routine? We asked Buddhist Monk John for his answer. What do you normally do when you want a good night's rest? You may shower to wash off the sweat from the day, or brush your teeth to feel refreshed before going to bed, but these are all physical actions. What about your mind? Monk John suggests adding one simple step to your wind down routine: meditation.
Compare meditation to taking a shower. Suppose before bed that you do not take a shower, especially after a long day of sweating. Say, for example, that you do not brush your teeth before going to bed. You would have this voice whispering in your head, reminding you that you have not showered or brushed your teeth yet. Think not only about your body, but also your mind. We shower, and our body becomes clean. We brush our teeth, and our teeth become clean. Thus, what about the mind? To ensure a good night rest, we need to make sure our minds are pure. Without meditating, our minds are still clouded with frustration left over from the long day.
A little meditation goes a long way, and it doesn't have to take a long time. Breathe deeply 10 to 20 times while you collect your mind back to your body. Focus your mind on the breath and let go of all other thoughts from the day. This spacious mind becomes an excellent foundation to having a good night's sleep. But to make sure this is effective, try not to cloud your mind with thoughts before beginning your meditation. Turn your phone off 30 minutes before bed to avoid distracting your mind with social media. If you finish meditating, then immediately jump back on your phone to read messages or scroll through your timeline. This will negatively impact your chances of uninterrupted sleep for the rest of the night. Studies find that the blue light emitted by your cell phone screen restrains the production of melatonin, the hormone that controls your sleep-wake cycle. So, it's time to ditch your phone before going to bed. In addition to meditation, Monk John also gave his insight into another factor that could influence the quality of your sleep: the 4 elements.
The balance of earth, water, air, and fire can greatly impact your night's rest. Having an imbalance of these 4 elements while sleeping is bound to make us feel uncomfortable, as we usually notice when one is missing.
First is fire. A matter that increases lost sleep in the present day is global heating. A study analyzed sleep and outdoor weather data and found that higher temperatures reduced sleep by delaying its onset. When the weather is warmer, it is harder for people to sleep, whereas people's bodies need to cool every night as they fall asleep. While we are unable to do something with the external heat, we can adjust our room temperature. Is the temperature too cold or warm? Do you have enough blankets or warm clothes that will leave your body at a comfortable temperature? Do you sleep better in colder weather? Just find what works for you. The second element is air. Good air ventilation will lead to better sleep. A scientific study shows that the quality of the air greatly improves the quality of the sleep. Sleeping in a poorly ventilated room will be harder to wake up in, feel energized, and just concentrate well while working.
During my time in Norway, I was terrified of the cold nights. Before bed, I closed all the windows and switched on the heater because I did not want to feel cold in the middle of the night. But afterward, I realized that doing so made me suffocate at night because I did not have enough fresh air to breathe. However, too much air or wind while sleeping is not good either. A sense of balance will create the environment that is most ideal for you.
The third element is water. Are you drinking enough water before going to sleep? Or are you drinking too much water that will make you wake up in the middle of the night? Thus, too little or too much water, neither is good. Drinking too little will cause dehydration and lower sleep quality. Drinking too much water will interrupt the sleep cycle and cause frequent urination at night. It's just a matter of balancing it out. The last element is the earth. Maybe you ate too much before going to sleep, and the food hasn't digested, making you uncomfortable while trying to get some rest. Only consume the amount of food that gives you sustenance, and make sure you have enough time to digest before bed. Maybe create a schedule, such as no food after 7 p.m. or no water after 10 p.m. Find what works for you and your body. A study shows that people who have an unhealthy lifestyle and diet suffer from shorter sleep.
A new day begins when you go to sleep. It doesn't begin when you wake up. If you prepare well and get excellent sleep, you already have the readiness to shine on the next day. If you don't have a good night's sleep and feel totally exhausted when waking up, it will be harder to fix that morning and maybe the whole day. This observation is something you have to try and find what you are missing. These are mindfulness practices in our daily life, and when done right, they will totally change our life and make us happier.
With these simple tips, you can start to adjust your body, but more importantly, your mind. You'll learn the right foundations for a better night's sleep. After you have taken care of all your body's physical needs concerning the 4 elements, you can move on to cleansing your mind through meditation. With this one small trick, you can get a good night's rest.